Welcome to my channel, Sandy Toe Tarot. My name is Laura. It is a pleasure to be with you guys this evening, but I am still in the middle of that really crazy, busy work week, so I want to do this yes or no pick a card just real quickly because I haven't done one in a couple of weeks, and I try to keep a fresh one out there, and I also try to do a couple of readings a week, so I did want to get this out really quickly if I could. So far next week looks like it's going to be a lot better, so I'll be able to show my face, I'll do my hair and all that stuff, do my makeup, which I haven't really had time to do this week. So that's why I'm not on camera this week. But that's okay, because what you guys want to see really is the cards, right? Okay. So, you guys know the drill. This is a yes or no pick a card. So just think of your question that can be answered with a yes or no, and then choose the pile that's speaking to you. You can choose based on the stone that's on the pile. You can choose just based on your favorite number. You can choose based on the timestamps in the description box below, or you can just choose intuitively. However you do it is going to be the right way for you. So this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Pile 1 has a rough cut rose quartz. Pile 2, an arrowhead shaped obsidian. Pile 3, a clear quartz crystal. And on pile 4 is a Cinnabar quartz crystal. So hopefully one of these piles will answer your question for you. Again, I like to keep a fresh one out there because you guys have new questions all the time. So go ahead and make your decision, and I will see you at your reading. I do want to remind everybody, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so and hit that bell so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. I do appreciate you guys giving the readings a thumbs up if you like them. It helps the channel and it helps me. And feel free to share my channel or my videos with anybody that you think might be interested. So, again, this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Make your choice, and I will see you at your reading. Welcome back, y'all. So if you chose pile 1 with the rose quartz, the love stone, these are going to be your messages for the yes or no pick a card reading. I'll hold off on these oracles for a minute, and we'll try to find out with the tarot that I have here whether the answer to your question is a yes or no or a maybe. Sometimes it can be a maybe, but we'll see what we got here. I pulled the Radiant Rider-Waite. You got the 7 of Swords, the 8 of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. I also, to just get further clarification for the actual message itself, I pulled a couple of Druid Craft tarot cards. And you guys got the 7 of Cups. And you also got the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like this is a yes. Let me just do one down and dirty here for a clarifier. Just one clarifier for the reading here. It's pile 1, yes or no. Down and dirty, yes or no. And another 7 of Cups. Yeah, this is a yes. Okay. The reason I'm kind of, I don't know, wouldn't say I'm startled. I'm just kind of, okay, what's happening here? Is because you have 3 7s. And 7s are definitely the card of spirit. And so you have this 7 of Swords, which in the Rider-Waite is always taking your leave. Like, this is the circus over here, and you are leaving the circus. The message of the card is you are taking some of the problems with you, and you're leaving some of them behind. So you do have to take some responsibility of this situation that you're leaving, whatever the situation might be. The second 7 you got here twice, which I feel is very important to where you guys are at right now, is the 7 of Cups. And this is a card of daydreams, of pie in the sky, of looking at all the options that are available to you. And there are a ton, I mean, it's almost infinite, the options that are available to you. But it can be a little bit of a card of daydreaming. And the message for this card is you really need to pick one. Until you pick one, you're not, you're kind of stuck. You're kind of stuck in your head, and you're not going to be able to manifest anything. So choose one and run with it is kind of the message of this card. The 7 of Pentacles, interestingly enough, is something that you've been working really hard at, and you've kind of taken a break from it. You've reached a natural place to rest, to take a break from what you've been working on, to kind of decide if it's what you want or not. The general message of the card is, yes, you will go back to it, but you are at a resting place, and the thought was good, the idea was good, so you will go back to it and finish the job. So the other 2 cards that you have over here, you have the 8 of Pentacles, which is a card of apprenticeship. It's a card of working hard. It's a good money card. It's a card of making good money at something that you love. If you notice here, this guy's so focused on this thing that he loves to do. He loves the process. I think of artists a lot of times when I see this card. It's something that you enjoy doing so much. It's so creative for you. You put your life force into it, that you are just focused on that. And because you're focused on what you're doing, and it provides a service to other people appreciate your work, the pentacles start to pile up. Pentacles are money again. So this card represents something that you're working on that you absolutely love, but can also be lucrative. This 7 of Pentacles is about a job too. It's about whatever you do, whatever you trade on, whatever you offer to the world that brings you money. The last card that you have here is the King of Cups. It is, for me, a minor arcana card for Cancer. But it can also be just an older gentleman who is very good at relating, someone who's good at relationships, someone who has mastered his emotions, uses his emotions as part of the decision-making process, but does not let his emotions rule him. Don't get too caught up in the gender, because a lot of times women will read as kings if they are at the top of whatever suit it is that you're talking about, which cups are emotions and relationships. So if a woman has reached the pinnacle of that suit and they understand relationships and they kind of worked through all of, maybe they've lived a long time and they've had a lot of different types of situations in relationships that they've worked through. So then they understand them to their fullest extent, just like the king would. Understands them, the emotions, uses them in the decision-making process, but doesn't let the emotions rule him. Okay. So as I said, so the 7s that is a very spiritual number. So for instance, if you have a 7 life path, then you're not necessarily so interested in material things. The spiritual life is way more important to you. You deal in the area of ideas, thoughts and ideas. What is really cool about life path number 7s is they can see the potential in all things and all people. That thing itself, just having that ability to see the potential in all things and all people, sometimes keeps them from making decisions and moving forward with something. Very much like this. I see all the possibilities, and therefore, and I like so many of them, right? I see all the possibilities that are. I like so many of them. To me, it would be very hard to choose just one because there are so many possibilities. Well, okay, so the answer to your question, whatever it is a yes. It is going to be fruitful. It is something that you love. Now that can be anything. It could be a relationship. It could be a job that you want. Could be a family relationship that you want to heal. Whatever it is, you get whatever you wish for, or whatever you have been working hard on. You get it by choosing, by making the decision. Either making the decision to go back to it, you've been working hard on it, so yes, you're going back to it and you're going to finish the job, or making a decision about what it is that you really want and going back to that, and that will be lucrative for you, or that will be good for you. When I say lucrative, it brings abundance. There's love here. So there's both. There's money and there's love. So maybe it's, maybe this together just reads as whatever it is that you wish for brings you an abundant life in all ways. In all ways, I mean, abundance is not just money. It is also abundant relationships and abundant family life and abundant friends and abundant nature and activities, and just life is full, kind of that kind of thing. So I think that the message of this reading is it is a yes, but you have to focus. You have to decide to do it and then focus on it. And then you get whatever it is that you wish for. For some of you, it is going to require, for some of you, it's going to require making a decision about what you want. For some of you, it's going to require, yes, biting the bullet and going back to something you've been working hard on. For some of you, it's going to be leaving one thing to pursue that which you desire, but making a decision to leave where you're at now to pursue what you want. Whatever it is, it's kind of mental for you guys. It's kind of mental for you guys this week. It's about making a decision, running with it, and it becoming very abundant. Okay, so you guys got 2 Sacred Traveler cards this week. So the question I asked was, what does pile 1 need to do? If anything, what action do they need to take? And you got infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. So that's really cool. That just goes right along with what I was saying here. This is not just money. This is not just love. It seems like a whole abundance in all areas. So this is just kind of affirmation. And again, this is not something that you need to do. This is just spirit confirming that yes, once you decide, once you take up the mantle and make the decision and run with it, then it brings a tremendous amount of abundance in your life. And you also got protected by angels. You are cherished by the angels. This is the Archangel Michael, who's all about protection. Again, this is just saying, again, this is a spiritual, for a lot of you, this is a spiritual quest. It's something that you love. It's something that is in your heart and in your soul to do, whatever it is. But this is just saying that your angels are guiding you and protecting you through this process. Oh, okay. And for some of you, you got snake shed old skin, so it will require some kind of change, some kind of move, some kind of leaving something behind and moving forward. For some of you to choose the possibility that you want and run with it. You might have to leave something behind. That's not for all of you, but that is for these people. For some of you, it's just about a choice. For some of you, it's going back to something you've already been working on. But for those of you who are leaving a situation to make a decision to do something that you really love, it will be a time of transformation for you. You will have to shed old skin, and don't look back. See, this guy's looking back. Don't do that. Don't do what this guy's doing. Don't look back. Shed the old skin and move toward what you love. I think that's all I have for pile ones. I think that's very succinct. I can't think of anything that I would add, except if this is not a person, I think it just kind of is reading something that you love, something that will make your soul sing. It may be a timing because it is Cancer, so that could be the end of June and the beginning of July if timing is important to your question. Okay, until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 2 for the yes or no pick a card, these are going to be your messages. Pile 2 did have the arrowhead shaped obsidian on it, and this is a really, really good stone for dispelling negativity. Okay, so I'm going to hold off on the oracles for a few minutes, and we'll just look at the tarot cards first to see if we can get a definitive yes or no from these cards. Sometimes it is a maybe. So you got the 9 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Swords. I got a couple of other Druid Craft Tarot just for further clarification of the message. You got the Prince of Swords, and you got the 5 of Swords. Talk about dispelling some negativity. Yeah, this is a no. This is definitely a no. You got a lot of cards here that are tough energy. Even though you do have this 9 of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment card, you've got a lot of tough energy here. The 5 of Pentacles is the card of poverty. It's a card of being cast out in the cold. At least feeling like you have been cast out in the cold. You have that with this 5 of Swords, which is conflict. And it's pretty nasty conflict. It's not at all pleasant. It is about some fighting that's going on. The message of the card, there's 2 messages to the card actually. One is, if you choose to fight, you will win the fight, but this is such nasty conflict. As far as conflict is concerned in the tarot, this is the worst card of conflict of all. So this is kind of, if you're involved in some kind of corporate politics, it's really, really nasty corporate politics. It's not just the little petty jealousies that goes on in corporations. This is nasty. Like, people lose jobs over this. It's very, you see how dark that cloud is back there. It's just really nasty. So the message is, if you do win, and you could, it's at what cost? Because when things are this nasty, pretty much nobody's going to win. Another message for the card is sometimes it's just better to walk away from the fight. And I feel like this card kind of suggests that too. Like, this card is either being cast out into the cold, or it's going out into the cold willingly with just the one person out of this institution. Remember, the churches were institutions in the medieval times. It's one of the few institutions that there were, government and churches. And sometimes those were the same thing. What was I saying? Oh, it's actually making the choice to leave the institution. It's like, I would rather starve to death than be in there, than be a part of that, than be a part of that super nasty corporate politics. I'd rather starve to death. So I'm going to go out here and take my chances in this snowstorm. And I have this one trustee, this one person that I can trust out of this whole institution here that I am taking with me. It's the only person I can trust. And as you can see, he's a little battle worn too. So this could actually be leaving a business situation, like quitting a job that is miserable. Or if it's a no about getting a job, you dodged a bullet, because that's a miserable place to work. The Nine of Swords does indicate some anxiety and some worry. So if this situation is like something that's going on in your life, there's been a lot of anxiety about it. If it is a situation where you were asking about if you were going to get a job and you dodged a bullet, you're still going to be a little bit worried about, how you make ends meet if you don't get this job, kind of thing. So the Nine of Swords is just anxiety and worry. It's like staying up at night worrying about stuff. It's about, the boogeyman being under the bed. It's all those fears that haunt you in the middle of the night. It's that kind of thing. Now, the message of the card kind of is, a lot of it is in your head. So it might be a time to practice some good self-care, like meditation and stuff, and contemplate, okay, what parts of it you can control and what parts of it you can. If you can control it, do something about it. If you can't, you got to let it go. Don't worry about it. I know that's easier said than done, but sometimes it helps if you're worried about stuff to ask that question. Do I have any control over this at all? Can I affect the outcome of this at all in any way? And if you cannot, then you have to let it go. All right, so what's going on over here? What we have here, the Prince of Swords is, so in this particular deck, the princes are like knights. So this is something that's coming into your life. And swords are intellect, it's thought. The Knight of Swords can be like some upsetting news that's coming into your life. It can also be some unexpected news that's coming into your life. And I think that's more like what this is. It's unexpected news that's coming in. It's fast-moving energy. Knights are movement. So what's moving is your thoughts, your clarity of thought. You're getting some clarity on this situation. And because you do that, it sets you up for this. It sets you up for wish fulfillment. It at least sets you up to start contemplating that. What is it that I truly wish for? The Knight of Swords can also be like a rash young gentleman, so he could have something to do with this over here, this nastiness over here, this Knight of Swords. But it could also be just something new, some clarity of thought, something new in the mental realm. Could be a communication that's coming in that moves you in this direction of wish fulfillment and figuring out what it is that you want. So I know that's not pleasant, but I have to leave it there. There's nothing else to indicate how this moves forward. It's just, I think the outcome is good eventually, because I think anytime that you're going through something like this, when you're down and out and you're at the bottom, this can also almost be read like hitting rock bottom, right? When you're down here, after it takes some time to heal, right? There's nowhere to go but up. So then you start with a clean slate and you start figuring out what it is that you want to do with your life. Okay, so we'll look at the Oracle, and for the Sacred Traveler, I just asked the question, what does pile 2 need to do? If anything, what action do they need to take? This makes sense. You got taking shelter. The answers are within. This is wintertime, as you can see in this picture. It's beautiful. So this kind of correlates to the Hermit in the like the regular Rider-Waite tarot, and it goes perfectly with what I was saying about getting clear on what it is that you want now. This is a no. This is not going to happen. This is, if it's something that you wanted to happen, thank God you dodged a bullet. It's not going to happen. If it's something that you have been dealing with, something comes in to move you past it. But this is over. That's the good thing about this. The 9s are endings. So this is over. And now the only thing left to do is to rest, to go within. This is a very spiritual card too, taking shelter. This is a lot of, you know, in those people who study nature, like Wicca is one of the religions that works on a natural cycle. Druidry is I don't know if it's a religion or a culture, but it revolves around a natural cycle of life, the seasons and planting. It's like agricultural, has foundation in agriculture. This is very much a wintertime thing to do. That is what the winter is for. It is for, first of all, resting. It is for going within to find the answers and for making plans for what it is that you do next. Making plans for your crops whenever it's time to plant again. That is what the winter is for. We are right smack dab in the middle of the winter season. So this just may be a natural thing that is happening right now as a result of what was a really bad year or a really bad winter for you guys, or some really bad experience that you've had recently. I feel like it was an actual experience that caused a lot of worry for most of you, but you're getting some clarity on it, so that is good. Okay. So for the Angels and Ancestors Oracle, I just asked the question, what final words of wisdom do you have for pile 2? What wisdom can you provide? And you got Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. Okay, so this is good. Maybe this is a job, a loss of a job, or you didn't get a job you wanted, or you're leaving a job where the politics was really bad. And maybe this message is like, that's like your pink slip or whatever. That gives you clarity on that situation. Okay, that's over. So then you go within and you find out what it is that you really want. Take a look at what you're really good at. Trust what your talent is and move forward with your talent. Times are changing, and I mean, after 2020, the job market is forever changed. How we do business is forever changed. So that has all changed, and maybe that's just what this message is. Trust your talents in changing times. So figure it out, what talents you have that you offer to the world. Everybody has a talent that they can offer the world. Everybody has a service that they can provide for an energy exchange. And that's all unique to you as an individual. So maybe this is a time for you to take stock of those things. Make a list. I'm good at this. I'm good at this. I have this skill. I have this skill. Update your resume and get ready for moving forward in the spring and trusting that you have the talents that you need to move forward in this brave new world. Okay, I think I'll leave it there for my pile 2s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, guys. If you chose pile 3 for your yes or no pick a card, these are going to be your messages. Pile 3 did have the clear quartz crystal on it. This is really good for tapping into spirit, finding out what you really believe and what you really think. So that gives you clarity, which is really cool. Okay. So I'm going to take a look at these cards and see if we can figure out if you got a yes or no. The oracles we'll hold off on for a minute. We'll look at the tarot cards first, and this is just the general message that will help us see, hopefully, if this is a definitive yes or no. You got the Two of Swords. You got the Knight of Cups. And you got the Emperor card. So just for further clarification from tarot, I pulled a couple of Druid Craft Tarot, and you got the Seven of Swords. And you got the Moon card. Okay, so you got a couple of cards over here. First of all, this is Major Arcana for Pisces. This is Major Arcana for Aries. You have a couple of cards here of intuition. Both of these are kind of saying, right now, you're at a little bit of an impasse. There is a decision that needs to be made, and you kind of don't want to face it. You don't want to look at it. But the message of the card is that you can't hold out forever. You're going to have to make a decision. And the advice is to use your instincts, use your intuition to make the decision. And the Moon card is also about things that are going on beneath the surface. It's about moving forward instinctually. You can't see the whole path, and you can't see what's on either side of the path. So you just have to trust, and you just have to keep moving forward based on your instincts. So, I still think this is a yes. I feel like this is kind of where you've been. You're at a little bit of an impasse. You don't necessarily know what's going on right now. You can't see everything. You can't see the whole path. You feel like you need to make a decision. You don't even know enough about the situation to know what decision to make. You're a little bit all over the place. Howling at the moon. Can't figure anything out. Believe me, I know, I've been there. But, okay, so this, if you notice, this Knight of Cups, which cups are relationships, love, emotions, moving away from this. This Knight is moving away from all this over here. So, it looks like there is some movement this week towards this, which is establishing yourself out in the world. This is, the Emperor is the father order. It's about control. It's about discipline. It's about power. But it is about, you get this card when you're like leaving home for the first time. It's about making your way in the world through the masculine tools. Aries is a card of entrepreneurship too. So, or Aries is a sign of entrepreneurship, business owner. Again, you establishing yourself out in the world. And I think it's through doing something, I think it's through taking up something that you love. But let's look at this card down here. This is kind of interesting, the Seven of Swords. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, the Seven of Swords is taking your leave from a situation that is kind of a circus. That's not what this card means in this deck. This is a card of intellect. Swords are always of the mind. So it's ideas, it's intellect. This guy's doing research here. He gets some clarity about his situation through doing some research, some strategy, some strategizing. So that's your answer this week. To get out of this, not being able to see clearly, you're going to have to do some research. You're going to have to do some strategizing. Focusing on what it is that you love, and that will help you move forward and establish yourself out in the world. So let me give you an example. I said, this looks very creative to me. Anytime that you're talking about something you love, I always think of those occupations that people don't automatically think of when they think of making a living. Like accounting, okay, that's a job, right? That's a job that you make some money at. A lawyer, that's a job. A doctor, that's a job that you make some money at. But to me, when you're talking about occupations and you're talking about the cups, that's something creative to me. Maybe it's a creative idea, a creative business that you want to start. Maybe you're an artist. Maybe you're a musician. I think it's something. Maybe you're a writer. I think it's something like that. This guy looks like he's doing some writing here too. But okay, I am in a creative profession in my real job, so I know that all of my ideas, all of my creative ideas, come from research. So I think that's the message for you guys this week. Do some digging, do some research to help you move forward with what it is that you love, to help you establish yourself out in the world doing what you love. I don't know. There's some significance about the moon this week. You got the moon really prominent in this card. You got the moon, of course. You got the card of the moon. So prominent in that card. And then you got the moon really prominent in this one too. It's just sticking out to me. So, is there a full moon this week? Is there a new moon this week? Okay, so I'm filming this on the 20th of January, and there's no really significant moon phase right now. This is a timeless pick a card reading, so whenever you're watching this, if it is around the time of a new moon, that is the right time to set intentions for what it is that you want. If it is around the time of a full moon, that is a good time to release those things that you no longer need, that are no longer serving you. So just keep that in mind. For some reason, the moon is real prominent. Moon is all about intuition too. So again, you're gonna have to use your intuition this week to get through this. Okay, let's look at the Sacred Traveler. So the question I asked for the Sacred Traveler Tarot or Oracle card was, what does pile 3 need to do, if anything? What action do they need to take? And you got breaking trail. A breakthrough is at hand. I feel like that comes from this research here. I think if you do the research, let me give you an example. Just what I do here. Okay, so if you want to start a YouTube channel and for some reason you have not been able to see clear how to do it, for whatever reason, this is saying you're getting ready to have a breakthrough. It's going to come from your research. There's tons of YouTube videos out there about how to start a YouTube channel, just how to do it, if you want to do it, all kinds of stuff about how to get more subscribers, how to, grow your business, whatever. Research is available, and through that research, you have a breakthrough, and it helps you to move forward with what you love. Okay, this is awesome too. So for the Angels and Ancestors Oracle, I just asked the question, what final words of wisdom do you have for pile 3? How can you help them? You got Oracle, wait for important information. Okay, again, with the research, you're going to dig it up. You'll get a breakthrough. It comes to you through information. It may be, so this says wait for important information before you move forward. It could be for some of you that you're not digging it up, it comes to you. Like you just happen to be on YouTube and you just notice a thumbnail that's exactly what you need to be able to move forward with your creative idea. Or someone sends you an email, and in that email it's like, oh my gosh, this will help me. This information here, if I research it, if I dig into it, will help me with my idea and to move forward. So there is a breakthrough at hand this week, and there's some important information coming to you. Maybe you just spot it, maybe it comes to you, or maybe you dig it up. And that important information is going to help you move forward to this, to establishing yourself out in the world, doing what you love. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave that there for pile 3s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, you guys. If you chose pile 4 for your yes or no pick a card reading, these are going to be your messages. And pile 4 did have the Cinnabar Enhanced Quartz, and that's all about abundance and finance. So maybe your question has something to do with that, and we'll see here if it's a yes or no. I'll save the oracle for a few minutes. And just look at the tarot here and see if I can figure out if your question is, if your answer is a yes or no. You got the 5 of Swords, the Page of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles. Just for further clarification from tarot, I chose a couple of Druid Craft Tarot, and you got the 3 of Wands and Cernunnos. I do feel like this is a yes. You got some weirdness going on here. Over here. You got the 5 of Swords, which is a card of conflict. It's a card of it's negative energy. It's pretty nasty conflict. It's, kind of hard with this reading to see what this particular conflict is about. When it's the 5 of Swords, it's not usually internal. Usually the 5 of Wands is internal conflict. This is external, usually, but this doesn't really tell me what this conflict is about. Needless to say, there has been some conflict, and here the message of the card is if you fight, you can win, but sometimes it is better to walk away from an argument. So Cernunnos in this particular deck corresponds to the devil in the Rider-Waite deck. And I have a couple of thoughts about this. This is not the devil. There's no evil in Druidry. There's no such thing. This is more a card of nature. If you notice, these people are sitting down here and they're completely naked. It can be a card of overindulgence, but mostly it's a card of understanding that you are a human being and that you have passions, desires that are very human because you are a human being. Sometimes that's sex. Sometimes it's just, anything that you like to overindulge in. Sometimes people like to drink too much. Sometimes they like to party too much. Sometimes they like to eat too much. You can pretty much overindulge in anything. But it's that lusty, earthy kind of energy. I think I'm going to get some clarifiers on this because this negative energy is above this lusty, earthy kind of energy. And the other thought I had of this is I'm filming this on the 20th of January, we just got out of Capricorn season, and this card, the 15, the Cernunnos or Devil card, represents the Capricorn, and it's like the major arcana for Capricorn. So that might be a timing thing. So I'm going to get a clarifier, first of all, on the Five of Swords. Tell me what this Five of Swords is about. Father order. Boss. One more. The Five of Swords. What's this Five of Swords about? Pisces. Intuition. Secrecy. Deceit. Okay, this is kind of negative energy, you guys. Pretty negative. Has to do with the father order. We're not saying that's your dad. We're saying a masculine, a strong masculine figure in your life. Could be your dad. Could be a boss figure. Don't even have to be male. It's just, they just have those masculine traits. Could be an Aries. Aries is also a sign of a warrior. They like to fight, so... The moon is the card of deceit, something going on beneath the surface that you can't see. There's maybe some backbiting. There's some sabotage. Major arcana for Pisces, minor arcana for Pisces. Maybe a Pisces has to do with the backbiting and sabotage. Can you show me Cernunnos? Show me the Cernunnos card. What's this about? Cernunnos, why is this here? Okay, so you got the Judgment card clarifying the Cernunnos, which is like wake up to life. And you got the Six of Wands, or Six of Wands, which is a victory card. So something tells me this, actually, this nature, like maybe getting back to nature, like focusing on the things of the world, focusing on the material things, focusing on the things that you enjoy, the things that bring you pleasure, wakes you up to life and gives you a victory, actually, over this nastiness that's going on here. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I want to see... I kind of just want to get a general card to look at what area of life we might be talking about here. What? Looks like business. So what would I clarify? That might go there. One more on that Five of Swords. One more on that Five of Swords. What area are we talking about here? Oh, okay. We're talking about your family life here. This is family. Okay, so in your family life, we are just coming out of Christmas, you know, it hasn't been very long ago, so there's always a lot of drama around Christmas time. Not always, but sometimes. Sometimes there's a lot of drama around Christmas time, so there could be some kind of negative energy going on with your, and this is generations of family, by the way. This is not the nuclear family, mom and dad and kids. This is like whole generations. Could be some conflict about an inheritance, like somebody, you were supposed to inherit some money. There's somebody that's conniving against you about it. And it causes some conflict. It really doesn't feel good. There's negative energy around this, whatever this is. But the good news is you get past it, and you get past it, like I say, by focusing on those earthly things that you enjoy so much, those things that just give you pleasure. Maybe like it's in the material world, so it's earthy. It's in the material world. Sometimes that's a walk in nature. Sometimes that's just enjoying sexy time with your mate. Sometimes that's indulging in a banana split. Whatever it is, it's those lusty kind of feel good kind of, why we have a tendency to overindulge in those things, right? It's because it feels so good. Okay, so that whatever you have done in that way has waken you up to life and gotten you past this negativity. And this first of all is a, like I said, minor arcana for Pisces, but also can be just a very young person who is very emotional. And you know, young people can be emotional because they feel everything so deeply. This can also be someone that's just a lot of fun. This card reminds you to have fun, and I think that kind of goes along with this. How you get out of this situation here is through the fun and the enjoyment of life. Okay. Whew, sorry, that took a bit to get to. But as I was saying, this is definitely a yes, because I see some really cool things down here. Not only is this all this cool, okay, so let's get past this little family drama that we have here. All of this is cool. Waking up to life and really, really enjoying being here on this earth and all the wonderful things that come along with that. So that's cool. You win. You might even win this money back that someone was trying to take from you, or your inheritance. In any case, there's a victory here. It may just be a victory over a negativity, which is if you have been in a negative situation for a long time, coming out of that is a huge win, right? But because of this new lease that you have on life, it causes you to look out into the world. I love it when these two cards come out together. This is the Two of Wands, and this is the Three of Wands. The Two of Wands is like looking out on the whole world to make a decision about what your next move is going to be. It's really a cool place to be in. It's like, okay, something has happened. I get to make decisions now about how I move forward. I have the energy to do it. I have the resources to do it. I can do it. I'm in a place where I can do it. I can decide what it is that I want to do next, what adventure I want to have next. And I always say this is looking out, not in your backyard to see what it is that you want to do. This is looking out at the whole world. The Three of Wands coming out after that is really cool, because the Three of Wands is taking up one of those rods. It's choosing a rod and taking it up and taking the first steps towards creating that great adventure that you want next. So the last card that you have down here is a Four of Pentacles. This can be a card of being closed off, miserly and closed off. I'm not feeling that in this reading with all this positive stuff that has happened. I feel like this might have something, there's a money story here. I think some money might have been being withheld from you from the family that you were supposed to get, maybe some inheritance or whatever. You win, you get the money. It lets you look out on the world and see what next adventure you want to have. Maybe you want to take a vacation, maybe overseas. This is a lot of times read as a trip overseas. Got the C's here. So this money coming to you, this is stability too. This is financial security and stability. So to me, it gives you the financial ability to take that next step, to take that next adventure, to do that next really, really fun thing. Okay, so for the Sacred Traveler, I asked the question, what, if anything, does Pile 4 need to do? What action do they need to take? And you got uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great beauty. I love that for this reading. Not only do you have a treasure here financially, you have a treasure here of recognizing all the beauty that is in the world and realizing that it is such a rich experience to be here. And there's so much that you have the ability to experience, and it's just like that really kind of great feeling that you get when you know that the world is rich. It's a rich place to be. There's so much to explore out there, and you can explore it. That is cool. That's where you're at. You're uncovering treasure right now. For the Angels and Ancestors Oracle, I just asked the question, what words of wisdom can you provide for Pile 4? What final words of wisdom do you have? And you got Stargazer, set your sights higher. Wow, you guys. Okay, so when you're doing this, when you're looking out on the world to see what your next adventure is going to be and what you really want to do next, this is saying go for it big. Go for it big. Set your sights higher. You can do more. There is more treasure. Sometimes we, what is that saying about some people go to the ocean with a spoon and some people go to the ocean with a dump truck? You know, how much, the abundance is complete. It is there. It is all there. You get the abundance that you allow yourself, what you think is possible. This is saying it's all possible. Rich treasures out there for you. Set your sights higher. Okay, I think that's all I have for Pile 4s. This is nice. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste.